How are you feeling? You got John Riggs here, super excited to talk about PiePacker today in this video. It is a way for you to enjoy retro games online with other people, with your friends, no matter where they are around the world. Before we get too deep, I do want to let you know that this video is sponsored by PiePacker. You know, it's funny, when they reached out initially asking about a fee, I was just like, I just want to check this thing out. I think it sounds awesome. And they say, no, we insist, and I'm no dummy. If you insist, I'll accept. And if at any time during this video, you're just like, I need more information, I'm sold, I want to check it out for myself, I have links in the description below. You can check those out anytime during this video. So maybe you've heard of it, or maybe you've seen some about PiePacker online and you're not exactly sure what it is. Well, I'm going to cover everything in this video for you, just so you know exactly what's going on, including the Pie Reader, which is a way for you to take your PiePacker to another experience level in and of itself. The Kickstarter is going live 4/20, April 20th. So maybe even by the time you're watching this video, it's already active. You want to get involved with the beta. You want to get involved with the Pie Reader, that you can use your own cartridges and play online with all these other great players from all around the world. You have this access, and you can do so through the Kickstarter. So make sure you check out that Kickstarter link in the description below as well. This video specifically though, the PiePacker, the service that can let you play multiplayer games. You can play single player games too, and that's been a lot of fun. But man, bringing back that couch co-op, only I'm on my couch and someone else is on their own couch, up to 4 players. And we're gonna cover some of that later on in this video too. So what's a good way to describe PiePacker to you? Well, it's a little bit like an online service, but instead of videos on demand, it's video games on demand. And there's some great games on here too. You're talking about Earthworm Jim 1 and 2, games like Glover, ton of indies, ton of homebrews, some shooters, some racing games, some fighting games. I mean, seriously, this thing is packed. Maybe that's why it's called PiePacker, I don't know. Now, to give me something I was familiar with, I went straight to Earthworm Jim 1, the first Earthworm Jim. Love this game. And this game moves, controls. I didn't really notice a latency issue as far as the controller was going. And just to let you know, I was using this PlayStation 4 wired USB controller. It's nothing fancy. I use this for all of my computer emulation stuff, but if you want to use like an Xbox controller or something like that, just any USB controller, it'll work fine. I didn't even have to optimize this. When I plugged it in, I was ready to go, and all the buttons were already mapped for me. Now, as I'm playing Earthworm Jim, you can also see my webcam in the corner. Now, that's optional, but this comes in really good handy when you're playing multiplayer, and I'll show you that later on. And again, as you can see, it's Earthworm Jim, but I'm playing it from a website? Man, this is great. I can play this anywhere. And since I was here, I wanted to check out a puzzle game called Misplaced. And again, no issues here whatsoever. I mean, I love games like this anyway, but just kind of fun to see, you know, what was available for at least the one-player experience. And don't think it's just NES, Genesis, maybe even Super Nintendo. There's also Neo Geo and PlayStation 1 included in this, including Loaded. I was such a big fan of Loaded for the PlayStation 1. So happy to see it on here. And it plays just as I remember. Love this game. Alright, so that's a quick glimpse at the single-player experience you can get with PiePacker, but it's really all about that multiplayer, bringing people back, playing games together, having that fun, having that camaraderie. So I reached out to a few other creators who could help me with this video. So playing alongside with me in these next clips, we have Rob Noir Gaming, we have Discart, and we have TechWizX. Now I gotta apologize up front. For some reason, I could hear the game and I could hear myself speak, but in the recording, it wasn't picking up, only because I didn't have my own settings set. It wasn't recording the 3 other players, so you won't be able to hear them in these clips anyway. But really, you can still see what's going on. Now, for the first, I swear, 10 to 15 minutes or so, we were just playing around with the different masks. Now, you have these filters you can use. If you don't want to show your face on video, that's fine. You can still be there and have this overlay on you, like the Glover mask, the micro mages, you know, like have the head. There's like a skeleton. There's a few of them that you can choose from right up front. Oh, it's too funny. We were just having fun just doing this. We were just having fun hanging out and chatting with each other and putting on the different masks and stuff like that, and, you know, catching up, you know, really. I mean, the fact that we can play games too, of course, is even better, but I mean, it was super smooth and super slick. There was even a chat menu as well. The chat menu, you can, you know, well, obviously, you know, keep the chat going. Maybe your microphone doesn't work or something like that. I don't know. But you have that option for the chat too. You know, like the text chat, you know. And as you can see, it categorizes them, myself being first player, and then second, third, and fourth player, all the way down the list. And that corresponds with, at least we're playing micro mages here, that corresponds with who's who when it comes to playing this game. So there's no confusion there. Well, maybe a little bit of confusion if you're Not exactly sure how to play this game, but we still had a lot of fun playing this. Such a great game here, this Micro Mages. And it's, again, that camaraderie, that you're basically there, as if they were there in your living room, or there in your bedroom or something like that, playing these games together, just like the old days, just like, you know, back in the day. And these people are from all across the nation, too. We have Discart and Tech with both on the East Coast, and then Rob Noir Gaming is from Canada. And, again, they're using their own thing. I'm the one hosting. What I love about this, one of my favorite things, because when I first heard about PiePacker and how you can play games with each other versus each other, co-op games and all that with other players around the world, I figured like I had to have a PiePacker account and they had to have a PiePacker account. Not the case. So long as somebody has it, they share that room code and it's a website. When they click into the website, you're the one hosting, you're the one, they're just playing games with you. I love that. That's like going back to the old days with like Super Nintendo or Nintendo cartridges. You only had one person to play the game, but you're playing two-player. And the other person didn't have to have their own game to plug in the controller or anything like that. Didn't have to. This brings back that old school charm, which I absolutely love. And again, what a great idea that you can do that. Imagine Twitch or something like that. Imagine like Discord where you have like, hey, it's game night tonight, and tonight we're playing, Micro Mages or one of the other great games that are on here too. Here's the code and pop in and play games with me, and they can join in anytime using your room code, even if they don't have PiePacker. So long as you have it, you can jump in and start playing. And what a great thing for streamers. We had so much fun playing this game. You can see the smiles, you can see the laughing. Man, what a fun game this is. And there's so many more games on this list. We want to show you, what else is available. We'll show you a few of them anyway. Like Gekaido Urban Fighters. Keep in mind, too, that all the footage you're seeing is from the beta version of PiePacker, so anything can change between now and then. But so far, seems pretty solid. Now, one of the drawbacks, I understand why they do this, but when you leave a game, then you need to resend a new code. Like, the people who are there, they can't just wait idle until you load up a new game, because that room code is for that game specifically and for that round specifically, and it ends soon as that game ends, soon as that session ends. So if you want to stop that game, it's like, hey, we're going to stop this game, we're going to start another game, then you have to then take that room code and send it back to your friends, and then they'll join right in, and it takes 2 seconds. But it would be kind of cool if there was just like a session code that you could just keep on, try out new games all the time. But, again, just letting you know up front. Not an issue whatsoever. So they joined in immediately. And man, this is funny. I've never played this game before. So we were having a lot of fun. Rob has played this game. He said that he played this game a bunch. So he pretty much whooped the three of us. But still, we just had a lot of fun just running around and beating people up. What a fun game. What a great 4-player game. 4-player versus on this one. Oh, how fun. I mean, a little bit like Dynamite Deca, maybe a little bit like Power Stone, kind of. Just that 4-player versus arena. Well, this is a parking lot, really. But so much fun we had on this one, too. We're going to try out one of the racing games, and this was, well, it's kind of like a racing game. It's Micro Maniacs Racing, but instead of cars, you're running. But it still operates like a racing game. Just like, you hold the button to accelerate, and then you take controls left or right, moves you left and right. You have to pick up the orbs around the corner and all that.
Yeah, we'll come back around for you.
Again, fun game, 4 players, simultaneous. We're all playing, and I'm getting their insight too, and they didn't notice any latency issues, even though, I'm the one hosting and they're the one playing off of my Wi-Fi. I gotta mention too, I'm not even directly connected with an Ethernet. I was running my Wi-Fi at I think it was like 130 or something like that. The other guys in the chat, they're just like, oh, mine's at 500, mine's at 800 or whatever. Pretty buff internet service that they have out there. But me at 130 and the games are running as good as they are, man, that's such a good thing. How about a 2-player fighting game in Rage of the Dragons? Now, even though this is a 1 versus 1 fighting game, it's me versus someone else, the first 2 players were able to play versus each other. So this time it's me versus Rob. And then the other 2 can spectate. So even though they're not playing, they're just hanging out, watching, chatting along with us and everything, cheering us on, giving us some strategies, I suppose. You can do that too. Unfortunately, and I would love it if they would include this maybe, or have a way to do this. But it would be nice if you could pass the controller on to someone else, because we tried to one person tried to leave, Rob tried to leave, and then when he joined back in, he was still marked as the second player. So the other 2 could watch, but it would be nice again if there's a session, or you could, or as the host, you can say, okay, now, now the one who is 4th player, now you're going to be the 2nd player, so now you have control over what would be the 2nd controller. So they can almost be next in line or tournament style or something like that. Couldn't figure a way how to do that. Maybe there is a way. We couldn't figure it out outside of leaving and then coming back and making sure, you know, someone was definitely going to be the second player from there. But, you know, it would be nice if they had that service. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but it would be really cool. The Worms games have always been great games for multiplayer. And ironically and oddly enough, all four of us never played this specific Worms game. So we didn't exactly know what we were doing. We're all going to have to practice on this one a little bit more to play some more of this. But the Worms games, again, are always super cool. And it was around this time when Discard even chimed in saying, oh, you know, I've heard about PiePacker. I've heard Xeno Crisis is on here. Well, guess what? Xeno Crisis is on here, and it plays like a dream. I mean, come on, it's Xeno Crisis. What a fun multiplayer, two-player, just destroy everything kind of game. Oh, man. Such a big fan of Xeno Crisis. When I reached out to those people initially just to get some gameplay footage for this video, I was like, you know what, it'll be like 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes tops. When we were all done, I was like, nah, that was pretty quick. I'll hit stop recording, and we recorded over an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. It went by so quickly. It was so fast because it was so fun just to hang out with these people and talk to them in real life with our actual voices and hear them and play these games with them and have suggestions and just bring back the camaraderie of what, you know, really kicked off a lot of people's love for retro gaming is, you know, having that joy and that passion that you can share with others. And that's what I absolutely love about this idea and what I love about PiePacker as well. All the details you need, use that link in the description below. It lets them know that this video brought them there. A lot of great games available from the get-go using the PiePacker and the addition later on of the PieReader that works through this fashion where you put your own retro cartridge into it and then play multiplayer on that one cartridge that you own. That's mind-blowing to me. I cannot wait to see what that does and what it can do for retro gaming across overseas. Man, I mean, I think it's a great idea, and then even the three people in the chat too, I wish I was recording their voices. I wish I could get their actual audio clips of them saying that, but all three of them, Rob, Discard, TechWigsX, they're just like, all back at day one. This is perfect for me. This is exactly what I've been looking for, and maybe it's what you're looking for too. I thank you for watching. All the details, like I said, description below, everything you need to know right there. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Hey, maybe I'll do some more streaming on Twitch. Maybe I'll do some more streaming via Discord or whatever. Might want to follow those channels too, just in case.